All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Good morning, and Happy New Year's to you all. On the bottom, I got my boy Ray. To my left, I have Mr. Coach Beckett. How you guys doing?
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What's going on?
Sure, nothing much. Y'all any New Year's resolution?
I already broke it, which is to eat healthier. I already went ahead and eat corned beef hash. That's it. That's screwed. I'm aiming for 2024 next year.
Oh man. Look, he's already ready. Hey, what about you, Sir Charles?
I guess I got to do right. You and your family and my wife done put me in the 5K, so I guess I got to get something together at least till April.
No. Don't say me and the family. My boss said, "Hey, we're running the 5K." Yes, ma'am. And that's all I just did. Like that, and I moved on.
So you are a yes man. The boss says to do something, you say yes, sir.
Hey, first thing that I was told by the old heads: happy wife, happy life. I'm good.
I didn't hear any of that. I have no idea what they're talking about.
That's okay. That's okay. Every house, every family, every relationship, every household is different. I just know.
Excuse me.
I thought I saw a baby hand. I was like, I keep seeing it
right now. Do you see these ugly people here? I gotta go ahead and host this show with them. Okay, so I'm just kidding.
He got that Pokemon card. What's up, boy?
Oh, worse, Bakugan.
Oh,
anybody knows how to play this crap? Please, email me or Google me or some shit like that, because this is the most boring load of crap ever.
Is that the spin top? Is that the spin top and they battle?
No,
I guess so or something. How does it work?
I don't know.
Do you know how it works? He's over here putting into this number here. Oh, this is the damage. We need if you battle it, it's damage.
yeah, it's like
not too sure. Get out of here.
All right, here we go. Uh-oh. You know when you give the look and then you cut the screen up, we still can hear.
Hey, I left the mic.
You did leave the mic.
It's a dramatic effect.
All right, here we go. So,
all right, what we got going on here? Look, number one, I am here still to support Mac Jones. I don't care if nobody else does. I don't care if half the Patriot Nation thinks he's trash or garbage. All I got to say is he has not thrown an interception in 5 games? I don't put the blame on him.
We weren't going to talk about the Patriots today, this early, but since you want to start.
Yes.
How do you feel about your Patriots? Like the whole everything.
I'm worried. To be honest with you. We're going against Miami without Tua, which doesn't really matter what quarterback it is because the secondary is banged up. You got 2 of the hottest receivers out there, Waddle and Tyreek. So yeah, I'm worried. So when it comes down to playoffs, I felt a lot better before than I do now. Because going into these 3 games, we already blew it with Cincinnati. We should have been a lot better than that. We're not beating Buffalo at Buffalo. It's time to pack it up and not hope for a good draft pick, but just hope for a good draft, or maybe even that $100 million that we're going to be getting in cap money. Honestly, this has been going on in the back of my head too ever since I saw that post that Sean Payton is gathering this all-star group of cast members like the Avengers that he's coming back with.
To go where?
Bill, Sean.
So you make a trade.
I think it would be best.
So hold on. Time out.
Do you think that's what's missing is the coaching?
I think it's turmoil over there. I really do. I don't think that anybody knows what the other hand is doing. I think Bill is running everything, and he's just stretched out so thin he can't concentrate on what really matters.
No.
Go ahead.
We'll continue. So
I just think, listen, you need a headpiece to run your offense. You need a headpiece to run your defense. And you need the best one possible. You don't take a rookie quarterback who made the Pro Bowl, yes, as an alternate, but still made it, with Josh McDaniels. You strip him from Josh, and you do this whole offensive coordinator by committee, even though it's been mostly Matt Patricia, but offensive coordinator by committee to a second year. He's learned so much. He was good last year, didn't make that many mistakes, had a horrible year this year, complained every minute of it. He's frustrated. On the field, it's very clear. He is frustrated. He's Tom Brady when Tom Brady's losing big, throwing his helmet down, yelling at people, getting into fights with coordinators. He's not agreeing with everything that's going on. And I honestly, I have to say, with the play calling, I agree.
Mike?
I mean, doing coordinator by committee is not a great idea. You got too many heads thinking, oh, let's run, let's pass, do this play, do that play. It'll never work. It started back, what was that? June, when they said they didn't have a coordinator for either side of the ball. How do you go into camp without coordinators? So that's where the issue started. Yeah,
and then on top of that, too, I hate to cut you off, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
On top of that, too, you have a offensive line that was taught to block one way, and you bring them into training camp. Okay, we're going to do zone now, and that wasn't working at all. Everybody talked about the offensive struggles in training camp, and it showed right off the bat. Now, granted, the blocking has gotten a lot better.
Yes, it has.
But it's just the start is just so much momentum lost, and you got to catch all that up. I listen, and even Kraft said he's very close to making some decisions about the franchise, and that may be having Bill put his happy little ass in the boiler and turn up the heat.
So do you get now with Sean talking about coming back possibly next year? Do you make that move now with him having what you got? 9 wins, 10 wins?
No.
We got 11, right?
No, I think we're 7 and 8. I think.
They ain't no 9 wins, boy. What you talking about? They're not making the playoffs. I told you that from the beginning. But continue, Mike.
No, well, how many? Who right behind them? The Jets got 9 also.
No, they right. They're next to each other.
So who's behind them?
Nobody.
They're tied.
Yeah, they're tied. What are we at 7 and 8? I don't have
both Patriots and the Jets are 7 and 8.
Yeah,
and the Patriots got the tiebreaker.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because right now the Jets is 2 and 3 in the division, and the Patriots are 2 and 2.
Well, we swept them in head to head.
Well then, all right.
Yeah, I mean, compared to where everybody, including them, thought they were going to be this year, was this not a good year in their eyes? Like, what was your expectations for the Patriots? I didn't have them making it.
You were at 10 and 7 last year, and at the end of the year, you completely fell apart.
Right.
Completely. I think we had 10 wins. I think we were at 10 and 3, 10 and 4 at one point in time, or something like that, or 9 and 4. Completely fell apart. But this year, you were expected an improved Mac Jones, better touchdown and interception ratio, less sacks, and the defense maybe had a few pieces to be more stable throughout the year. Yes, I thought 11 wins was possible.
I just think I don't know if he's lost the locker room, but I know there's a lot of questioning going on because I think they're still in shambles on with Peyton, with Sean bringing that information out. He might be looking. I don't think Sean's going to end up there. I think they're going to give him. I think Bill got 2 more years.
Yeah, I mean
because he's always been that guy who doesn't
realistically, yeah, Bill's probably not going anywhere. Right. I get that. We've won too much with him to kick him out 2 years in. 2 years into this new regime.
Right.
Or 3, even for that matter. But Sean Payton just sounds too good of a coach. He's too well-rounded. I think he would fit really well in New England. He's got a young quarterback that he can mold to his, and to his vision, and his visions are usually pretty good.
I'm gonna say this. I told you this last year. The Patriots was going downhill. We lived off the Patriot way, but people don't understand it was a two-headed monster for the Patriot way. The Patriot way, you had Tom Brady. What did Tom Brady do? He took pay cuts. So when your best player on the team took pay cuts, you can kind of pretty much dictate how you want everybody else to play and what money they get. So once you took Brady away, now you got to coach.
You said that buy-in system gone.
You got to coach.
Yeah.
You got to coach. You sucked in the draft. I always said it. You should know it, Charles. They always sucked in the draft. The only thing he's good at was drafting O-linemen. But you know why he was good at drafting O-linemen? Because you had a great O-line coach until he retired. You see,
I wish we could bring him back. I don't care how old he is.
Mike, it's funny because when they won the Super Bowl and the O-line coach, I forgot his name. He retired. Sarnecchia, they retired, and then they didn't make the playoffs. They brought him back. Then that's when they started winning the Super Bowls again. So you put a defensive coordinator, which is nothing wrong with having a defensive minded guy on the offensive side, but you put him in the most important piece, the O-line. So what he feels, zone block. It is so hard if you never coach the position to get over there and you're trying to get, I'm gonna say 10, because you got at least 10 O-linemen on the team to figure out and do what you want them to do.
And as the zone blocking scheme, you must be on the same page. There's all five must be on the same page.
Like, so that from the beginning. Then secondly, you got a defensive minded coach. Run the ball, throw a screen. Run the ball, throw the screen. He's not a vertical guy. He's gonna run a simple, vanilla offense, which is what you guys did. So I knew this was gonna happen because, like I said, I think because Bill has those 6 Super Bowls, we give him like 1,000 passes and say, "Oh, he's such a great coach and he's such this." Nah, you ain't made the playoffs, won a playoff game without Tom Brady. Say what you want. When you were with Cleveland, you didn't. Guess what? When Tom Brady wasn't there, you didn't. When he came, you did. When he got hurt, you didn't. And when he's gone, you didn't. So.
And that's why next year they're bringing him back.
They're going to bring him back because they're going to bring him back.
Retire as a Patriot.
They're bringing him back to retire. That's all.
But I'm saying they're gonna keep Bill for the next 2 years for the simple fact of the matter because it takes 4. It's gonna take 4 or 5 years because you know why? Since Brady left, you drafted the quarterback last year.
So let me ask you this then, Vic. Let me ask you this: are the Patriots doing what they need to do to rebuild, or are they just completely patchworking it?
I think this draft gonna tell because when they change their drafting style, that's gonna give you the inclination that Bill, you on your way out. Because, like you said, he can't draft. He drafts for people who buys in. And
he didn't do bad drafting this year. Cole Strange actually turned out to be a hell of an offensive guard, and Jack Jones is, basically defensive rookie of the year, or at least in contention for that.
But
I think they go get receivers this year.
But the thing is, here's what's Bill. I'm gonna say it again. Bill's great at drafting O-linemen. He's great at drafting O-linemen. I'm not gonna say
suck this year.
I'm not gonna say because you got a new coach. You don't have that's another thing, Charles. When you have the same voice that understands your group at least 4 or 5 years, and then you throw somebody in there in June, July, August, September, October, November, December, that's 7 months.
And you're trying to run a zone offense. Those are different style of linemen, not just a different style of blocking scheme. Those are different style of linemen needed for that.
So let's do this. Let's do a little role play. Since both of your coaches, you go ahead and tell me. I'm Robert Kraft. I'm coming to you guys, or I'm coming to you, and I'm saying, listen, you see these banners up here? They're starting to get old. We need new ones. And I'm not seeing any progress here. You drafted this quarterback that you felt really good about, that could come into our offense and do and you've regressed. You're over here putting 2 to 3 people in charge of an offensive scheme or a defensive scheme. You got your own son on there, which I think is disgrace. That Gerard Mayo should be taking that spot.
Both of them, both sons.
So yeah, and I'm over here. It's like, what are you going to tell me to keep your job right now? Because right now, I'm not happy with the direction this team is going.
But you know what everybody says, and you said it before, and Mike said it before. You can't fire before this season started. Everybody's like, "Oh, Bill's gonna figure it out." The Patriots, they're gonna figure it out because we're still. And I think that's the problem with people. And the same thing. We're getting ready to talk about it next about the Broncos with the quarterback. We're so stuck on the past and not on the now. Because it's funny when Tom Brady left, you said, "Well, he left because they didn't have nothing." Whose fault is that? That's Bill.
They never had anything.
You had a quarterback that took pay cuts, but you never put stuff around him. You never put anything around him. Maybe only tight ends.
Yeah.
So if I was the Patriots, if I was the owner, if I was Kraft, I would say, "Hey, go get Bill O'Brien. Let's go get Bill O'Brien. Let's go draft a receiver. Because you got an opportunity.
How's going to be this for Mac? This is going to be his third offensive coach in 3 years.
No. I know. Technically, this is going to be his second offensive coach.
Okay.
Because you have a guy that understands. And one thing about Bill, we can say Bill O'Brien, we can say whatever you want. He sucks as a GM, but as in calling plays, as in scheming stuff, he's great at that. He knows how to give the ball to his best players. He knows how his quarterbacks to be successful. When he was with the I can't think of what team he was in college. Penn State. He got a normal quarterback, and he had them. Look, they were winning games. So if I was them, I get Bill O'Brien as the OC, and I would have a conversation with our OC, DC, and the head coach. What's our plan for the draft?
I'm bringing in a GM.
Nope. Can't. You can't bring.
Why not?
You can't bring a GM.
Well, you know what? That's going to cut Bill. Bill's going to get pissed off, and he'll leave on his own.
You can't bring a GM because then you ran this far with it. That's why I say you come in, you sit down, and you say, "Hey, what do we need?" Because usually I think Kraft, this is what Kraft does back in the day. "Hey guys, good to see you. Hey Bill, everything's good. All right, I'm gonna go sit up in the office and clean my rings." But now it's like, okay,
it was an easy life back then. It was easy.
And that's what I'm saying. He didn't question. Kraft didn't question anything. He just said, "You got it." Now you have to ask those questions. What is our plan? What are we going to do offensively to make us better than we was this year? Because guess what? Kraft probably got people that can pull up the stats. And he said, "Hey, I need this stat, and this stat."
You think Kraft is really that involved in that? I don't know. I mean, he was a fan before the owner. So
I'm not saying that he's that involved, but he can be.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing, because you got to realize it's NFL team owners, it's bragging rights. It ain't the money. People think, oh, it's because they make. No, it's not the money. No. It's when they meet up in December, they meet up in January, they meet up in the summer, and they like this.
And they're showing up. Hey, look what I got. Yeah. This looks pretty good on me, doesn't it? Hey, tell me if it shines really good in this light.
Yeah, and guess who has the power? Because who's the top most powerful owners?
Jerry Jones
and Kraft.
Why?
Because they have the most rings. They have the most rings. But anyway,
Yeah,
enough. We gave
we're
these Patriots.
We're going with the Patriots. I'm just worried about this year. This
Man,
last couple of games, I don't see him winning any of them.
Hey, don't worry about this year. You know what? Just get ready for April, the draft. That's all you guys need to worry about. But now it's time. I wish I know how to work this. I put the big screen on you, Mike.
Oh boy,
your team, the Denver Broncos. What do you have to say? They fired the head coach. What do you think about everything about the Broncos, sir?
That's the team I was cheering for. It ain't my team. Let's get that.
I didn't say
I was about ready to say, what are you talking about? It's not his team. Are we talking about Philly?
No.
No.
But no, I know what you said. I'm just
every week, Denver. We're gonna win. Denver's gonna win.
I think I gave him 7 weeks and I was done with him.
That's it. You did me wrong. You did me dirty.
They did have an injury bug at the receiving core, but I don't think that was the only issue. The defense was solid. They were shutting people to about 19 points, and the offense only gave them 17 and some change. And of course, the quarterback takes it all. It's his responsibility to take it all. But some of that was it play calling? I don't know. I think they gave him free range to audible whenever he wanted to, whenever he saw something. So I don't think the coach can take all of that.
Is it more the quarterback fit the system, or is it the system just? I mean, is it just the wrong system? Maybe they took him and they just like, he'll fit in. He's like Wilson.
I think, like I said, I think the injury bug at receiver just really, really hurt them. That's my key thing. They just could not score.
Okay, so let me ask you this real quick, since you said that. If they were healthy, you see them making the playoffs, the receivers. Yes or no? Mike?
I think so, because there was no blowout. You were in every game. You just couldn't score enough. Your defense was holding on. Your offense couldn't convert. It was a lot of drop passes. It wasn't just like
the first game of the season when you kicked a 55, 60-yard field goal instead of when it was like 4th and 3, instead of letting Russ take over.
That's coaching.
Drop balls.
I agree.
Drop balls. That's receivers.
Could be.
Okay, so these the guys that you said, regardless of the situation, when they played, they did what? They dropped balls, and then if they didn't drop the ball, Russell Wilson threw the ball to the wrong guy.
I kind of null and void that first one. Like I said, it wasn't a blowout, and I think it was just too much for the young kids over in Denver.
You mean it was supposed to be a pullout? He didn't pull out.
Yeah,
I get that.
Again,
a couple of times I would have pulled out.
This is so funny because these are for sure the two teams. The next team is me because I sure picked them.
But I mean, like I said, I rode that till I couldn't ride it no more. And
I said it from the beginning. I said the one thing about what the Broncos did, you brought in a quarterback because you was trying to go for Aaron Rodgers. That quarterback coach, who's the OC or whatever title he was, he got the head coaching job in Denver because they thought they were getting Aaron Rodgers. When they didn't get Aaron Rodgers and they got Russell Wilson, you got the total opposite of what you have. Because Aaron Rodgers throws, say whatever you want, he can throw all over the field.
Mm-hmm.
He can throw all over. He can throw it all over the field. Guess what? Russell Wilson can't. Russell Wilson is more smart. He looks for pass first and then run, but he's not an Aaron Rodgers. He's not I'm not going to put him top 5 as in throwing.
But you just mentioned that he's smart.
Yes.
You're so smart. Why are you throwing the ball to the other team?
But that's the thing. Because if you go back, I'm gonna flip it. This is where coaching comes in. Make you good. Take when Tom Brady came to the Bucs at the beginning, he was throwing picks because he was playing an offense that doesn't fit him.
Trying to throw the long ball all the time.
Throw the long ball. That's not Brady's style. So what happened? Brady, Leftwich, they had got together and say, hey, let's put something together that makes you feel comfortable and we can utilize our guys. That's coaching. What happens with a lot of coaches is they feel like, because this is what I came from, so this is how I win. This is what we did to win. I know what I know is best. But you don't have the same kids. Well, you don't have the same guys.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust. He never adjusted. Not one bit. He never made an adjustment. He kept the same style over and over. And don't get me wrong. Yes, he had a lot against him. Receivers got hurt. Receivers dropped balls. Shoot, running backs fumbling. Running backs got hurt. But it's on him because he did a lot of terrible play calling. So I honestly think I knew he was going to get fired because he doesn't fit and he didn't adjust. You got to, as a coach, you have to adjust with the guys that you have.
And it proved it too, because what you got in Seattle, you got a team that's fighting for the division lead, and then you got another team that has multiple double-digit losses with a fired head coach.
And you don't even have a first-round draft pick next year.
Not even. Yep. I mean, doesn't that make Pete Carroll look like a freaking genius? Yeah, we don't need Russ. We got Geno. We're not even going to go after Jimmy. You got Geno.
Yeah, but
Who
understand what the thing about Pete Carroll. What Pete Carroll is great at. Pete Carroll can coach you when you're young. It's the 29, 30 plus old guys. Because if you look at it, Richard Sherman, Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner. What's the safety? Earl Thomas.
No, Jamal Thomas.
But at the beginning of
Jamal Adams. Sorry.
No, not Jamal. No, Earl Thomas before him. I'm talking about when he was winning the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Shoot, Lynch, Marshawn Lynch. Like with the age of 20, well, we could say 18 because he coached college to about 27, 28. He's great at coaching. It's when you get in your 30s that you like
5-year contract up and it's now.
Yeah, but Geno ain't young. Geno's in his 30s, isn't he?
But Geno is looking for opportunities, so Geno open-minded.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had a relationship with Geno from college
that
too.
in their 30s that are stuck in their way.
Yeah.
They stuck and they're tired of listening to the whole rah-rah college mentality. Because that's what he believes in. He believes in competition, he believes in battles and this and this and that. And when you get older, it's like, why do I don't have to compete as much. You know what I can do on the field. So that's the thing about Pete Carroll that people don't realize. So he got all these draft picks, he drafting all these young guys, and they're winning games because guess what? They're younger now. So he can, hey, we gotta compete. This is for us. Da-da-da-da-da. Old heads is like, man, we ain't got time to hear this, dog. But that's understanding yourself as a coach of who you are.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I think Pete's done a great job with that Seahawks team. Honest to God, I kind of wish that he would have stuck with New England, but I don't think he would have been as good if he didn't have that USC job. I think having the USC, getting some success under him, finding his legs, and then going to Seattle, I think that's made all the difference. But yeah, I mean, honestly, he should be one of the coaches of the year this year because of what he did. Taking that team that nobody expected to go ahead and compete in that NFC West. We sure as hell didn't think the Rams were going to be this crappy. We didn't think about the Niners being where they are now. You take that team and you win that division, dude, you're coach of the year.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. Since we're talking about coaching, let's go back real quick to the Broncos. Matter of fact, let's go with the ones that are fired now. Who do you think the Broncos should hire, Mike?
I mean, why not Chase Sean? I think Russ would fit in. How much different? Not saying one's better and one's not, but how much different is Sean going to be from Breeze to Russ?
The only question about it is the price tag.
Yeah.
Because you have to give New Orleans something.
Really?
He's still under contract.
For how long?
It doesn't matter because even if he would say I retire, he can't go anywhere else unless they trade for him.
Okay, so when he's retired, it basically freezes his contract. And
Yes.
say he had 2 years, he stays retired for 2 years. He doesn't get out of that. He has to coach for 2 years under either New Orleans or somebody else that trades for him.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's it. That's going to be a hefty price tag. So basically, Sean Payton, he can go ahead and recruit anybody he wants. But if New Orleans doesn't let him out of the deal, he can't do anything. Let's go back to New Orleans.
What are you going to chase? Like, I mean, like, I'm thinking, like, let's say I'm thinking Denver because that's what we're talking about. What do you want?
Well, what did the Patriots get for Belichick back with when he was done with the Jets? What, a couple of first rounders?
But I think it was different back then.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. Whatever
it's still the same.
then, you probably got to double that now.
But he was on he was not that he retired. He was still with the team. Like he signed a contract.
Yeah.
So even though like that's the thing, because I remember it happened for like back in the day with Jake Plummer, Jake the Snake. He signed with Tampa Bay. He was like, I'm retired. So even if he tried to go anywhere, he had to go back to Tampa because they held the rights of his contract. So for like Sean Payton, even though he said I'm retired, I'm a college coach next year. Whatever team he goes to, they have to give up something. And I think that's the one thing about the Broncos.
What if New Orleans goes ahead and stonewalls him and just doesn't allow him? Doesn't matter what they throw at him, they don't allow him.
Nah, they let him out.
Yeah,
they let him out of respect because he gave them Super Bowls opportunities and a Super Bowl ring.
So go back. So you're saying they're going to keep him so they can get something, not like out of respect. Here, we're going to release you and
no, they're not going to just release.
We'll release you and you can go sign with another team.
No, heck no, you wouldn't do that because then you'd be mad at him. You release him, he go to Carolina. Just saying if.
Well, yeah, that's right. I was like, say, okay, we'll release you with a clause. You can't sign with an NFC South team.
So who would you think that could fit? What I'm gonna say this might not necessarily a coach because we don't know who's out there that's looking.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like that.
But if you feel like, and if you've seen somebody you think other than Sean Payton, you can say it. But what kind of coach do you think that fits that team that they need to look for? What's the criteria? What's the characteristics? Why
is
you
it on Mike or is it?
Good morning, John. And you know what's next? Go Cowboys!
I think Denver needs somebody who's. I'm not when I say young, I don't mean like age-wise young. I mean young in experience as a head coach or a coordinator. Right now, I think like Bieniemy, because he's been around somebody who can mix things up. Now he's been in a situation where he's had one of the best top 3 quarterbacks in the league, and he's had an offense that's been lethal. But I think he's seen how to work things offensively and schematically to where I think he can go over there and make some things shake. I think the same thing with Leftwich being around Brady, understanding you got to adjust to what you have. Don't just come in and say, oh, I got this quarterback, I got to do this, got to do this. And then with him playing quarterback, he understand that, man, I done had different coordinators who tried to have me do things that I ain't going to say couldn't do, but didn't fit my game plan. And I think both of them would be a good fit. And that's just off the top of my head on who I think could go in there and help that quarterback change what everybody's looking at and saying about him right now.
Okay. Charles, anybody?
Are there any Harbaughs that are out there that are looking for a coaching job? I don't know. Somebody in Michigan comes to mind. I'm not sure.
I don't think he's not leaving Michigan.
He's not leaving.
I know he's not leaving.
He's finally reached. He's the top team in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah,
he's not leaving.
But after getting handed him by TCU,
what 2 times in a row, 2 years in a row, they don't lost.
Yeah.
We got listen. It's by law. You got to let a Big Ten team in, but that's a whole nother conversation. It's law. You have to let a Big Ten team in, which is only 2 teams in the whole division. So they play a cakewalk schedule until they get to the championship or the bowl competition, and then they lose.
Then they fumble it away.
Yep. But that's another day for we talk about that next year. Same conversation.
I think he would be really good at that if he was to leave and go to Denver. Of course, we know he's not. That's not going to happen. I don't think Bieniemy's going to take it either. But the 2 candidates that Mike said, Bieniemy and Leftwich, that sounds like an option because they both will go ahead and I think they'll take charge of the offense and put Russell in the best position possible, make an offense suited for him. And not just, you're going in with Nathaniel Hackett's offensive system, I'm sure they made adjustments and they made stuff, but it wasn't the right stuff. I don't really have anybody else, but I think it does have to be somebody that's offensive minded to come on in to work with Russ, because I think that's going to be a focus there. Then they're going to need help on both sides of the ball. They really do. They're going to need help on defense too. So you're going to have somebody that's well-rounded in both ends. Yeah. You disagree on the both sides of the ball, or
you can go out there and coach that D-line, that defense.
All right.
But to be honest with you, I don't think neither one of them is. I say it again. I don't think there's going to be another black head coach. Other than
it should be, but
it should be. But I don't see.
Let's put it this way. Bieniemy is going to be in for the job. He's going to try for the job.
Of course.
Because he doesn't want to be a coordinator anymore, does he?
How many teams he done already apply for half the league?
Yeah. I think, and Denver hasn't been there yet. So, or has they? Maybe he wasn't there when Hackett took over. Maybe he was part of the conversation. I don't know.
He had an interview, of course.
See?
But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who would be good. I mean, who's currently interim right now at Denver? Do we even know who he is, or she is?
I don't know who it is. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I turned Denver off.
Yeah, that's
especially
that topic is set for when we start talking XFL. When the season's over, I think we need to take a hard look at that topic later on.
So moving on, let me ask you this. Let's go to Carolina. Do you think he did enough since he was the interim head to become the head coach?
Yeah. I think he's got that locker room under 2 weeks, him being there. I think he's got that locker room believing whatever he's saying. He's the gospel. Yeah, I think you go ahead and you give him a full shot. Give him a full shot. See what he can do, because he's got your team winning. He's taken Sam Darnold, who God knows nobody could win with him, and is winning. You ran for over 300 yards without Christian McCaffrey. I mean, yes, those are just stepping stones, but listen, you only got a couple more games in the year. You can't really, there's not really a whole lot to prove except just go out there and do your job. And if you can do that with these guys, what's the possibility of him doing it for the whole year? Because I guarantee you, if Carolina says, "Nah, we're going somewhere else," he's going to Denver. You know what I'm saying? He's going to land. He's going to get a head coaching job because everybody's seeing that he's able to take control of the locker room and get the guys on his page.
Okay. Coach Becky, what do you think?
I like the Carolina coach. He like you said, he's won that locker room. He's got them believing in a lot of things that nobody but that locker room thought could happen. I think he's going to end up being a hot commodity. I think the Carolina Panthers doesn't let him go.
Okay.
But like you said,
before the year ends,
unless we know what everybody's offering, what New Orleans is looking for, everybody's going to say Sean Payton is the hot commodity right now.
Thank you. Since you just said that, I had looked it up. It said when Gruden left, the Raiders received 2 first-round draft picks, 2 second-round draft picks, and $8 million from Tampa Bay. When Bill left, was traded, he received the Jets received a first-round draft pick, a 4th-round draft pick, and a 7th-round draft pick.
Oh, that's cheap.
Along with
that cheap.
Well, he didn't. He was. I mean, he wasn't a winner then.
Yeah, he was nothing. He was just part of
that
college class.
He was unknown at the time.
Yeah, he was just one of Nick Saban's minions.
Yeah,
at the time. So just for that, and then you think about it, Peyton has won the Super Bowl. So for sure, he's going at least for 2 to 3 first rounds.
At least 2, maybe even 3 first rounders.
So that takes
second rounders.
So right then and there, that takes Denver out of the picture.
Yeah, that's gonna destroy anybody's draft future. You got to really have a team in place that is able to win now, or at least because you're not going to rebuild unless you go after free agency really, really, really aggressively.
Unless he gives the Saints 2% of Walmart.
And then you got and then it's like, what draft are you talking about?
Well, it's going to be immediate. I think it's going to be it'll be this year, next year, and the year after.
It can't be this year because they don't have the first round draft picks.
Right.
Well, I'm just saying for the team that does take over Sean's contract.
Oh, yes.
But that's what I'm saying. If I know I don't have a first round draft pick, I'll push for it and give it to you next year.
Yeah. Or you can do just what New Orleans did and just sacrifice the whole draft for one person.
I thank them for that too.
I mean, do you see? Let me ask you folks this: as a GM, owner, whatever the case may be, say this draft class has everything you could possibly want in every position. I know it's not possible, but just saying it is. Would you take the whole 7 rounds this year, or would you take the 3 first rounders in 3 straight years?
Oh, 3 first rounders,
easy.
Okay.
Because one thing about it is, even though you have a first round pick, and like you can't trade it off to get something. You could trade first.
And who's to say that first rounder going to be that man?
Well, that's the same. That could be the same thing with anything, right? Because if you go ahead and take Sean Payton and you're a winner, you're not picking until 28, 29, 30.
Right.
You know, you don't have a top 10 pick. So you're kind of hoping it's kind of a gamble. You're going to go ahead and take first round picks. Okay, you're picking in the first round. That's great.
But you can't.
But you got a lot more. You got, and I'm saying I'm predicting their future. You got a lot more Hall of Famers that wasn't first round players. You know what I mean? Who are quality in that 3rd, 4th round, quality players. But you can say an injury messed it up, or their attitude or their character messed it up, and which made them drop, or you know what I mean. So. Yeah, they didn't test good on the Wonderlic test, dropped them. You know, they missed the meeting and they was late and dropped them. You know, a bad message from a GM who just wanted to drop them to save money. So I would never let a whole draft go by.
But you know something? I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think there's a player out there who's missed a meeting or had an ego or an attitude that you really see as a great player. I think if you have that ego or attitude and they didn't get dropped, they probably wouldn't have been as great as they are. I think if anything, it went into the player's favor that they went to another team. Because, okay, say for instance, Tom Brady had an attitude and, you know, he stayed with the Patriots and instead he could have went to San Francisco or LA and had a great receiving core, a better career. But he stayed in New England. He just got crap kicked out of him, didn't perform, but we still kept believing in him. He wouldn't have turned out to be as great as he was. But since he had the great attitude and the great work ethic, he made something early and then he continued on it. I don't think you have great players that have a crappy attitude and lousy work ethic, and you're late for practices and you get in the doghouse by the coach. I don't think they're there. I really don't.
But when I say attitude, I mean like your character and what incidents you had off the field make you drop. Not necessarily like your attitude, like you just a bad attitude having dude. Just I mean more character than attitude.
Do you think Antonio Brown is still a great player?
I mean he is. I mean,
and this is the word.
I just think he just got. I think his circle around him ain't giving him good information. He's a great player on the field. He's a great player. The plan, I think his character and the people around him just giving him bad advice. Because if you got a lot of yes men around, and this is speculation because I don't know what he got around him, but if you got a lot of yes men around you, pumping that ego up is gonna make you do things out of your character. Because if I got a guy telling me, yeah, Beckett, you better than that dude next to you, man. I don't know why they ain't throwing you the ball. And if I keep hearing that enough, anybody keep hearing that enough, you're gonna start being like, yeah, man, I need to go somewhere. I do, and you start falling into it.
But can you tell me what team Antonio Brown plays for now? Since he's such a great player.
He don't, but that's the thing. You don't have those coaches or people around who can handle that, because you got to think the same thing they said about Randy, but he got around coaches who could handle him and maintain him. They said the same thing about Marshawn, but he had people around him that can contain it. Antonio don't have nobody that's going to take a chance on him.
The same person.
It's not his skill. It's not his skill set.
The same person that took a chance on Randy when he had his attitude problem, the same coach that took a chance on Antonio.
But Randy had people around him to keep him level-headed.
So did Antonio.
No. I mean off the field people.
Oh, off the field. Right.
Yeah, to keep Randy on the straight and narrow once he got more mature. Antonio, I don't think Antonio has that.
Yeah.
But his skill set.
Oh, his skill set's
he's a great player.
Second to none. But he's not breaking any records. He's not going to go after any season titles or MVPs or Pro Bowls, and that's going to seriously hurt his chances to be immortalized in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. All right, 100% agree. And once you get blackballed, and that's in any league, it's a done deal. And he did it to himself.
Yep.
Because I don't.
Yep.
At any level, you take your uniform off and throwing stuff in the crowd and run off, and who wants to deal with that?
And run around topless in the end zone. I mean, that's fine, right?
Who wants to deal with that?
In the middle of the game. Anyway.
Yep. I mean, I agree with both of you. You gotta you don't want a locker room full of milk drinkers.
There's enough teenagers in college. You don't need it in the post.
You don't need, like I tell people all the time, you don't need a locker room full of milk drinkers. You need a couple that wants that Jack, that Boone's Farm, that MD 2020. You gotta have some cats like that. So I think it's just a mixture. It's just, well, for me, I mean, you give me 3 first-round draft picks for the next 3 years, plus the draft picks I already had, my own draft picks, I could do a lot of things. I can make a lot of trades. I mean, perfect example, look at the Eagles. Eagles had cap space and draft picks, and what they do, they went and got another receiver to help Jalen Hurts. So it works either way, man. You just got to go what fits for you and fits your system and your players. So
looking at the whole picture, we're talking about teams that do have first-round picks, teams that that are probably going to need a coach, or possibly a head coach going on, or maybe even willing to move away from their coach. All that happening, where does Sean land next year if he comes back?
If it was me?
Yes.
Chargers.
Okay.
Because the question is, what are you missing? Like you can get rid of you can trip a first-round draft pick, because what are you missing?
What did you say, Mike?
No, I said they got all the pieces. It'll be a solid place. I like that. But I mean, what are they missing? Like, nothing stands out. You have a D line. Your secondary, I think your secondary is quality. Your offense is definitely legit. Run game is good. Quarterback future is bright. That's a solid one. That's a good one. Now, what do they have? What do they have to offer? Do they have the picks and the
yeah, they should, because they haven't traded. They have the picks because they haven't traded or anything for them. The only one they traded for, but they didn't even really trade nothing for them, is D linebacker, Mac. But that was like a fourth round draft pick. I said over and over again, if you want him to go somewhere and be trouble, Let him go to the Chargers because he's a good quarterback coach, and he knows how to get his best players the ball. You got 2 good receivers, you got a decent tight end, you got a running back and a quarterback that can throw, that can sling it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you getting what's his name, Nick Vangie. That's a great defensive coordinator everywhere he went. If you want to say he helped the Bears. Then he turned around when he got the job for the Broncos. He created that defense, what they got right now. So with Mac and Bosa, if Bosa can stay healthy,
Right.
that's a nice group. That's just my opinion. If I'm gonna fire somebody, because I can't stand the Chargers head coach. He blows too many games for me, dog, doing stupid stuff. Cause like even last year, if you tie, you go to the playoffs. You're going for the 4th down on your end of the field on the 30. Who does that? Like, all you had to do was tie or win. You're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
that's a solid one. I'm thinking across the league, like, well, like
I'll throw out 2 teams for consideration. 1, Vegas, and 2, Indianapolis.
no, I wouldn't go to Vegas is gonna be all right.
I think they got to work on that defense.
Yeah, that defense is not as good as everybody thought they were.
Yeah.
And then sending and getting Jones in, they thought Jones was gonna be at least Jones when he was in Arizona. Jones looked like he's on the down the last 2 steps of the slope. And
I think he would come in and he'll make that offense look phenomenal, but the defense need a lot more help than the Chargers do, I think.
I wouldn't even touch the Colts.
Why not?
Because you don't have. What do you have? You have a line.
You got to find a quarterback.
Find a quarterback. Got to find receivers.
You got to make sure your backup running back good because they've been wearing.
And you don't think Sean's going to have some pull to get some receivers to come on over, maybe even to get a quarterback out there?
Who?
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm sure. You know what, Derek Carr? He's been benched. I think he's still a good. I think he's a good quarterback. I just don't know what's happened to him.
They can't trade him though.
They can't.
Too expensive. It's like what? It's like a $30 million. Unless he readjusts his contract. But
but again, go ahead. Hey, come on in. Talk to your boy, Dante.
But if you lose Derek Carr, you're gonna lose Devontae.
Yeah.
Because he came out and said it himself. He said, only reason I came here is because that's my boy. He got me in the league.
Yeah, and that's. See, I think the coaching thing in Vegas is really trash. And listen, I got nothing against Josh. I just don't think he's head coach.
But they weren't good. They were like the Raiders weren't good last year.
You got a 1,200-yard rusher plus. You got an all-star receiver. You got a decent quarterback. You just need the coaching. Yeah, I get the defense.
Secondary. You need the secondary. Everybody has fun with their secondary.
I get that. That's going to change. So you don't tell me you're going to go to a team. Okay, don't tell me you're going to go to a team that's got all the pieces everywhere. There's going to be spots to improve. And I'm just saying that right there, you have a number one, you're going to have maybe a top 15, top 10 pick for Vegas. You're already starting on the right direction.
Yeah, but you got to remember, if they take in first round picks.
Oh, that's right. They're going to take the first round picks, right? Yeah. Okay, I get you. But I'm just saying, it's like, still, I think that's an opportunity because
and I don't think they have much
wherever Sean goes is going to be a team that's in disarray.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Like,
I don't think they have much cap room to go get a secondary. I think that's their biggest issue. Kerry being traded could be.
You mean Carr?
Carr. Okay.
Yeah, Carr, not Kerry. But all right, yeah, go to Houston.
He's not going. No.
Listen, Miami's going to stick to Tua until he dies on the field.
I don't think he'll go to Houston because of how they did his brother. I think.
Who?
He didn't like how they didn't get along good with his brother, did they?
Nah, they didn't bring no lineman in for his brother. He has the record of most sacks until Burrow came. But
and I think Houston's going to ride with Davis Mills. I think he's got. I think
no. I think they drafted a quarterback.
Oh, you didn't see that show yesterday.
Houston might be something to mess with next year when they get a quarterback.
Hey, you didn't see?
No. Fill me in, Vic. What happened?
Oh, first off, it was Bryce Young throwing for 5 touchdowns, and then old boy Stroud came and put on the show. Houston's drafting a quarterback. That's gonna be one of them boys.
Okay.
Like, because you got to realize another thing about it too is you got the Browns, so you have 2 picks in the first 15 rounds. 15 picks.
But Vic, here's what I'm saying too. I watched some of that game, that Alabama game. I saw Bryce Young miss a few throws that he stripped wide open. Yeah, he made a few throws, but I see him miss a few throws too.
Hey, I normally don't say this. Bryce Young is legit. Bryce Young is
all right.
Right. Because see, this is what people got to realize.
Hey, when have you never been wrong?
Only one I've been wrong was the Raiders, but that's another story. Because I didn't realize how sorry their secondary was. I was thinking again. I think if you had Chandler Jones with Crosby rushing, I was like, that's great pickup.
Yeah, there's not going to be much time for the quarterback to make a decision. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. And their D line had some injuries out from key players too.
Yeah, but
I think Houston is a receiver and a quarterback away from making noise. Their run game. I like their run game. Their run game is good.
And it depends on if Michi comes back too, because their first round draft pick receiver wise, they're gonna they're gonna draft. I know for a fact what the Texans gonna do because I know Lovey. Lovey's gonna draft some D linemen, and he's gonna draft. No, he's gonna draft the quarterback first.
Okay.
I'm saying in general, not in this order. Yeah. He's gonna draft D lineman, quarterback, receiver.
That's where your needs are.
Because last year he did O-line, running back, and secondary. But he's gonna do that, and with that division is oh my gosh, it's so up and down. It is the worst division. Y'all can say what you want, but it is the worst division.
We see the NFC South.
What?
We see the NFC South.
Don't worry about us.
No, don't worry about them either.
I'm not. They're gonna be out. They're gonna lose first round.
Listen, let's put it this way: you can put them in the best division. They're still last.
Who's last?
Houston.
Yeah, they're not last. Let me see.
Yeah,
they are. Chicago has one, and see that's the thing. So if we sit here and we talk about it right now, you go Houston, Chicago, Arizona, Denver. Those first 3, they're not picking quarterbacks. Once you get past the Texans, so then you have Indy and then Atlanta. So Indy, you know for a fact they're finna pick up one of these quarterbacks.
Yeah, they gotta rectify their Matt Ryan situation.
So that's the crazy thing like about it all. Like there's not a lot of quarterbacks out there. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that need quarterbacks.
Yeah, you got a point there. I mean, do you see Seattle upgrading, or do you see him sticking with Geno?
No, you're gonna keep
Geno.
Listen. Let me ask both of you in that situation. Did Geno cost them any games?
Not one.
No.
But so guess what?
Guess what?
He proved it.
And guess what? Matter of fact,
is he $30-40 million proving it?
Not yet.
Okay. Not yet? Okay.
He come do what he did. He do what he did again next year.
Yeah.
He's gonna be looking for money.
Does he have any years left, or is this a contract year?
He probably got like 2. He probably signed it. He's
a vet. Maybe franchise him.
No, he has like 2. He probably has 2 more years.
Okay.
And then since we're talking about that, since you want to talk about Seattle also has the 4th pick in the draft because they got Denver's.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then that's what
I think they trade back and get more picks.
Yeah, because what does they really need, honestly?
So right now, I'm just looking at as of right now, if the season ended, Houston Texans has the number 1 draft pick, and they have the number 8 draft pick.
C.J. Stroud first
in the
pick.
draft. Then you flip it and you look at the Rams is number 7. So Detroit has the number 7 draft pick because they made the trade. It's gonna be real interesting, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Detroit is dangerous.
What are they missing? I've been saying that for the last 7 weeks.
They're dangerous. No. I'm coming to the reality of it that they could be dangerous this year, not in 2 or 3 years. They could be dangerous this year.
Defense.
Yeah, they're going to need some defense. But if they keep putting up 30, 40 points, dangerous. With Jared, we don't want you Goff into Detroit leading that offense. That's dangerous.
So you say defense heavy this year for them?
You got to be, because even if you look at your D line, your of course you got Hutchinson. He has 7 sacks. Your next D lineman with rush has 3. So now if you sit here and you think
pass rushers,
if you sit here and you think about it, your second sack is 5 is a linebacker. Then after that you have the D end, then it's linebacker, cornerback, then D tackle, then linebacker. So that lets you know right then and there you can't put pressure with 4. That means you have to bring 5 or 6.
Keep in mind, this is the way the draft is now. You could have some teams make a move to go ahead and jump people to get that position.
No, without a doubt, because it's all for need. So, but
that's what I'm saying. Do they make a move to say, let me get 2 or 3 draft picks and I can get more defensive people to work in training camp?
No, you got 2 first-round draft picks. Let's go get these studs. Let's go get these difference makers.
So who's that standout cornerback right now?
Corner?
Mm-hmm.
For
safety? Anybody
in the college? I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Don't know yet. I look it up.
I gotta look it up because I didn't even know, man. I didn't even know LaDainian Thompson nephew was the DB of the year. So that came out of nowhere, and he was a safety at first, and they moved him to corner. So it's just with them, I honestly truly believe that you need to get pass rushing, and you need something up the middle, something stout. So then now it's not necessarily because if you look at the 49ers, why are the 49ers good? They don't have to rush with 4 people. You look at Pittsburgh when Watts is there, they only rush 4 people. Shoot, you can say the same for the Rams. You can say the same for the Tampa Bay. You're good because of your pass rush when you only have to rush 4. And now you got linebackers that can roam. That's the one thing that they're missing defensively. So for them, offensively, you're good because you got the other Alabama, I think it's Williams. Williams back from his ACL injury. So now you got someone that can take the top off the field. And then you got all your other receivers. You're good. You're good offensively. If anything, you might want to get a guard just to say you could just be stout.
But you could do that third, fourth, fifth round. So you have to spend a high draft pick on that. So
you can come in here and you get you a killer. And you said it yourself, Mike. TCU run the linebacker.
Yeah, that boy is nice.
So, but anyway, man, before we go over, real quick, let's get these picks in. Let's get these picks of these games. Hold on, give me 1 second. 1 second. As you can see right now, I think Randy is still winning. I don't know because somebody messed up the stats, but it's okay though. And
Randy's 1, Coach is 2, I'm 3, Mike's 4.
Oh. Yeah, Mike, you hear that? You're 4. Last.
Yeah. But remember, you gotta keep in mind the top four pickers make the playoffs, so it all depends just on what happens the next couple of weeks, and then we'll worry about the postseason.
Oh, well, he's trying to switch it because he I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. All right, here we go. 12 o'clock game. 12 o'clock game. We got the Panthers.
1 p.m. Eastern, by the way, just let you know.
Yes. We got the Panthers versus Tampa. Who you got?
Carolina.
Carolina.
Now remember, Vic, you have to vocally say what your pick is.
He Mike already know who I'm picking.
Between Carolina and
Tampa Bay.
You picking Carolina?
He doesn't even.
I always pick opposite. But
I'm
you know
taking
what?
Tampa Bay. I'm taking.
You know
Tampa
what? No. Time out. I always pick the opposite of Tampa Bay, but I'm riding with the Bucks, baby. It's that time now. It's January.
No, I got Carolina.
Hey, it's January. You hear me? It's January now. Let's go.
Listen,
how many games
stop
am I
talking
back?
about last year because we're in a new year. All that stuff happened last year, so it's a clean slate now. Or is it?
How many games am I back?
I don't know, 50. I don't know. Don't even worry about it. We're just gonna go.
Man, just worry about focus on playoffs.
I got Carolina.
All right, I got the Bucks. Charles got Carolina. Mike has Carolina. Who do you have? Lions versus Bears.
I got Detroit.
I got Lions.
Where is it?
Detroit.
In Detroit.
Yeah, give me Lions.
I already know the answer to this one. Chiefs versus the Bucks.
What?
I mean, Chiefs versus the Broncos.
Right.
Broncos.
Yeah, let's go Denver. No, I mean Kansas City.
Russ gonna be Russ. Kansas City.
Is Russ even starting?
Man, I'm
I think they benched him, didn't he?
That's true. He's starting.
Okay.
Dolphins versus the Patriots. You know I'm riding with the Dolphins because I want to see the Patriots burn.
MIA.
Hey.
New England.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to go with the Pats, baby.
Hey, it's at home, and
it's January. Y'all ready now?
It's the best game out of the two to win. And Bridgewater's playing, not Tua.
Colts versus the Giants.
Giants.
In New York?
Yes.
Giants.
See, when it gets usually around this time of the year, everybody's picks gonna be close to the same. Here we go. Saints versus the Eagles. You know who he got.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Is Hurts playing?
I hope not.
They haven't said yet. They said he questionable. I did hear that. But you got to think the motivation is two-tiered. You got the playoff position and the draft pick position.
What?
To beat the Saints, their draft pick goes higher because we got the Saints draft pick.
Oh,
I don't really think they care about that right now. They're probably trying to keep that bye week though.
What
if
pick
they
the Saints
lose again and Minnesota wins, then they're tied.
What pick of the Saints you got?
They who they get from us?
What round?
First. Hold on, I'm gonna let you know right now, John.
Man, who you picking, Charles?
Yeah, give me the Eagles.
You know what? Just because I'm gonna go Saints because I feel like this is just not a good weekend for Coach Beckett over there. And I hope, and this is being serious, I hope Hurts not playing. I just rest him, get him ready for the.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you still want to make sure you get that number one seed. You want to get that bye week. That's huge.
Yeah, but
I'll give him an extra week. So you got to make sure that nobody clips you on the way out. So,
okay.
Mike, I assume, is going to Philadelphia. Doesn't matter who's quarterback. You have the water boy quarterback, and he still wants Philadelphia.
Okay. Browns versus the Commanders.
In Washington?
Yes, sir. I got Washington.
I'm probably going to pay for it, but let's go Brownies.
Washington.
He trying to beat you, Charles.
No, I'm not.
Everybody's trying to beat me
because he's trying. He don't want to be last. He can't listen.
Nah.
If you're overall, we count playoffs, not regular season. At the end of the playoffs, Mike, if you're last, you can't no longer put coach in front of your name. You gotta be something else.
No, I feel bad. Now I'm going to start picking losers.
Oh, here we go. Jaguars versus the Texans. They are playing in Houston. Man, I almost went to this game. They had them $20 tickets.
That's actually expensive for that team. Go Jaguars.
I think I got the Jags. I got Jacksonville.
I don't know, for some reason. Some just telling me Texans, because the Texans has really owned the Jaguars.
He just wants to lose his second place. That's all.
So, but I'm gonna ride with the Jaguars. I didn't even, man. You know what's crazy? I didn't even know they was winning the division.
Possibly.
No, they are. There's no possibility. The
Jaguars.
Well,
no, I'm just saying. Well, this again, still a couple of games left. It's a tight race.
Man.
But yeah, that Tennessee loss that hurt them.
Here we go. 49ers versus the Raiders.
Give me Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. He looks purdy.
I'm gonna go 49ers.
49ers.
As long as they don't do any laterals, they'll win.
Jets versus Seahawks. Ooh, good game.
Go Seattle.
I don't even know if Matt is playing. Matt White.
He was supposed to be cleared, so I think he should be. I mean, I know he was limited practice, but he should be playing.
Man, we didn't even get to talk about the quarterback.
That's okay. It's not really much of an issue up there anyway. Nobody wants Zach. He'll be in Indianapolis next year.
Vikings versus Packers.
This is huge. This is huge for Philadelphia, because if Aaron Rodgers can beat Minnesota, that gives Philly an extra game. I think he needs to win.
So you said Vikings, Mike?
Yeah.
You said the the Packers?
In Green Bay. It's in Green Bay, right?
Yes. What's the temperature down there? I'm gonna go Green Bay, because I don't trust Rams versus Chargers. I got Chargers.
It's in LA, right?
Yeah.
I'm about to run out of here with the family. I'm gonna send my last few picks.
All right.
Yeah, go Chargers.
Steelers versus Ravens.
Lamar's still down, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me go Steelers.
I'm gonna go Ravens. Is there a Monday? There's not a Monday football game, is it? Oh, it is. Bills versus Bengals.
Ooh. It's gonna start with a B.
They're playing in Cincy.
Buffalo.
I'm gonna go Cincy. And that's it. Everything else is on Sunday for next week.
So next week is all Sunday?
Yes, sir. Because we have Monday, and then yep. Everything is Sunday.
All right. So programming alert, I'm going to be at my cousin's next weekend, so I'm going to need you to host again, but I will be on.
All right, I got you. It's all good. Anything else? Last words?
Yep. So don't forget to check out my show, The Charles Richardson Show. We are restarting everything January 9th, Monday. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Just check me out on Facebook at The Charles Richardson Show and on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. Same thing, The Charles Richardson Show. We'll see you next Monday, hopefully, as long as my PC gets repaired.
Hey, well, that's it, man. We out. Hey, go TCU, baby. Texas boy.
Yeah.
Got a Marshall receiver out there.
Oh, yeah.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.